Welcome to the first in a series of training podcasts for the Integrated National Evaluation Tool, or the INET, for the Public Health Agency of Canada. The goal of this training is to make sure that everybody is answering the questions in the INET in a consistent fashion so that we can compare data across regions and across the country. Now you have been emailed your INET, that's a fillable PDF form, and a copy of this training guide at the end of March. If you have not yet received these materials, or they were accidentally deleted, please contact the IBM Help Desk either by email or by telephone so that we can resend you the package. There have been some changes in the 2009-2010 INET process. The INET is now a fully electronic document. You will enter your responses into the INET using your computer. There is no paper version of the INET this year. Each project will fill out their own INET this year. So if you are a coordinator of both a CAPC and a CPMP project, you will need to complete two INETs, one which covers the CAPC project and another which covers the activities of the CPMP project. Also, based on feedback from last year, we have revised the question sequence and changed the wording of a few questions based on your feedback. This electronic INET will show or hide follow-up questions based on how you answer the questions. So instead of having to guess or figure out whether a question is applicable to your project, the INET will make that decision for you. This year you will send your completed INET to the IBM team, not to your Public Health Agency of Canada evaluation consultant or your program consultant. The IBM team will perform a brief review of your INET, and then they will forward it on to your evaluation consultant or your program consultant for their review and their final approval. Also for this year, we are using a 12-month reporting period. The reporting period is April 1st, 2009 to March 31st, 2010 for all the questions in the INET. Let's just have a brief overview of the INET process. You will complete the INET on your computer following the instructions provided in this document. Then the electronic INET will be emailed to IBM. IBM will check your INET to make sure that every question is answered. IBM will forward your INET to your regional evaluation consultant or your program consultant. Your regional evaluation consultant or your program consultant will review your INET and approve it. If they have any questions about the information you have provided, they will contact you directly. Then your evaluation consultant or program consultant will send the approved INET to IBM, so IBM can combine all the INETs and create the reports for the Public Health Agency of Canada. There are a few steps that you need to take to get ready to use the INET. So first you need to place the INET on your computer. Then make sure your computer is using the Adobe Reader 9. Check that Adobe Reader 9 settings are correct, and turn on the JavaScript feature for your INET. So let's go over those in a bit more detail. First, you need to place the INET on your computer. So you will need to move the INET file from your email program to your computer desktop. You will need to save the document in a folder location of your choice somewhere on your computer. So make sure you remember where you've chosen to save your INET. You also need to rename the INET once you have saved it on your computer. So we ask that you name your file based on the file name provided in the email that your INET was sent in. This file name is based on your project's Public Health Agency of Canada ID number to assist us with quick and efficient data processing. So there is an example shown there, and in the email that your INET came in, we do show what your project's specific INET file name should be. If you are unsure of your project ID number, please contact your regional evaluator or your program consultant or the IBM Help Desk. We've also put some instructions here on how to rename your file in case you're not sure how to do that. But basically you go to the directory where you placed your copy of the INET, right-click with your mouse on the INET file name, select Rename from the list of options that will pop up, and type in the new file name that you want to use. Press enter and the file name will be changed. Step 2 is to make sure that your computer is using Adobe Reader 9. Adobe Reader is free software that's used around the world to read PDF files. It's installed on more than 90% of the computers around the world, so you probably have a copy on your computer. However, only the current version, that's Adobe Reader 9, will give you full access to all the features of the INET. Upgrading to the current version of Adobe Reader will give you better performance for every PDF you use, not just the INET. And downloading and installing Adobe Reader 9 typically takes less than 5 minutes. So first you need to check which version is on your computer already. So go to your Start menu that's in the bottom left of your computer. Select All Programs. Go through the menu until you find Adobe Acrobat Reader. Click on it to open up Adobe Acrobat Reader. Inside the Reader, click on the Help menu, and at the top of the menu, it will tell you which version you are using. So you should see About Adobe Reader 9. If you see About Adobe Reader 7, you're using an old version of the program and you will need to upgrade your computer. If you don't yet have the Adobe Reader installed on your computer, you can get the free software by visiting the URL we show here. Step 3 is checking that the Adobe Reader 9 settings are correct. So we have some recommendations that you may need to adjust on your computer. So open up your INET by clicking on its file name and check that the JavaScript feature is turned on or enabled for this document. If the JavaScript feature is already active on your computer, you will see the purple-blue highlight fields bar above the INET. If you see this purple-blue bar, your computer is set up correctly and you can begin entering your information into the INET. Step 4 is turning on the JavaScript feature. So for anyone that didn't see the purple-blue bar, you will need to go through this step. Typically, Adobe Reader will automatically prompt you to enable JavaScript when you open up an INET. So you should select Yes if you are prompted. You may be prompted each time you reopen the INET, depending on if it saves your settings or not. But you will need to turn on JavaScript to be able to work with this document. Now, if JavaScript is not turned on or not enabled for this document, you'll see a yellow bar above the INET instead of that purple bar. Or you may see a red X to the top left beside the INET. So inside the yellow bar, click on the Options button that's on the far right and select Enable JavaScript for this document always. The yellow bar will turn purple-blue and your computer is now set up correctly and you can begin using the INET. So this takes us to the end of the first podcast in the training series. Thank you for your time.